Hey friends, Powwow Guy here. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday, August 15th, and I have the weekly update from Sunday, August 15th through Saturday, August 21. Excuse me. Uh, Today, I think, is pretty much the only nice day of the upcoming week. It's a beautiful day. Sorry, there's a plane. Okay. Beautiful day in the low 80s, very low humidity, just a lovely day in general. This has been a really busy weekend. I've been visiting people, meeting with people, doing a lot of powwow talk and a lot of powwow in general. So it's been a busy weekend. It's been a good weekend. Today is the beginning of the second quarter of the moon. So the moon is waxing. Today it's in the sign of Scorpio. And Scorpio is considered like a higher octave of Aries. So you take that Aries, Mars energy, and you kind of take it to the more hidden aspects of that. So whereas Aries is like open aggression and war and anger, it's other things too, good things. But Scorpio might be the motivations behind that, or the secrets and the lies told to cause that. I'm going dark here with it, but you kind of get where I'm at with that. So how you want to use that lunar energy today is up to you. Again, this is a waxing moon, so it might be to get people to reveal truths to you, that sort of thing. The rest of the week after today is going to be kind of rainy, so it's going to be sort of a dismal week. Not real productive. It's also not a good week for planting, harvesting, fishing, any of that stuff. So really, I would just say don't focus so much on yard work and outdoor and garden work today. This week, after today. Astrologically, it's not a good week for it, but also the weather-wise, at least here in South Central Pennsylvania, it's not going to be nice. It's going to be wet. So, just stay inside or do fun stuff. Take a break. Hopefully the next weekend will be nicer. Temperatures going back up, because it's going to stay in the 70s all week, which is nice. It's a nice break. But temperatures will go back up into the 80s by the weekend. Hopefully. I have a family reunion next weekend that I'm looking forward to. Also, Saturday, the 21st, is the last full day of the sun in Leo. So on Sunday, the sun moves into Virgo. So there you go, all of us Leos out there. Our month is coming to an end, so let's go out with a bang. One thing I want to talk about, one of the people that I talked to this week that got in touch with me is a local lady I've never met before. She watches these videos, and I did warn her that I was going to bring up the subject in the video I was going to make today, and she didn't care. She was fine with that. I'm not mentioning her name. But she came to me. She said she's a witch. A broom riding, cauldron stirring, house haunting witch. And she claims that a man that lives near her, like very near her, within a few houses away, has always she perceived that he has had a problem with her being a witch and having people coming to her home and doing outdoor ritualistic circles and such with. So she's clashed with this man on several occasions. Now she believes that he is a practitioner of folk magic, older gentleman, like a powwow. So she feels that he put some sort of binding on her, some sort of magic that caused her to be completely unable to use her magic. She says she is not able to meditate, she can't concentrate, she can't clear her mind. She's tried reading tarot cards for herself and others, and she's failing miserably. She said she can't even light a candle anymore because she doesn't even feel inspired to, and it's unlike her. And to go, to feel these things, because normally she's very much devoted to her craft, as she calls it. Now, yeah, and she wants to know, is there something that I can do? Well, this is a tricky topic, because I'm used to people coming to me and saying, I think somebody put a curse on me. But this is different. Excuse me. This is one practitioner accusing another practitioner of doing something nefarious. Now, honestly, it sounds like if it's true that this gentleman put this sort of binding on her, he must be very good, because this sounds very effective. And these are the types of bindings that you'll find within the powwow tradition. These are this is the intended outcome of such a binding that you'd find in powwow. The negative is that I cannot help her. Number one, because I don't know the full story. I don't know why this was placed on her, but primarily the main reason, though, is that one powwow does not interfere with the work of another powwow. It just isn't done. We don't go there. If another powwower is working something on this person, I will assume that it's inspired by God and he knows what he's doing, and therefore I trust his judgment. I don't know the person. I don't know who the individual is. I asked for a name. She didn't know. I asked if there's a way for me to get in touch with him, or can you tell me where he lives so I can go and speak to him? She said no. She was very guarded about this. So my thought is that I wasn't getting the full story from her, and so therefore my ultimate conclusion is that if this individual put this binding on this person, there's nothing that I can do, because it's not my work. It's not my place to attempt to undo the work of another powwow. I don't even think it's possible. I don't even think I could, especially with a binding. Bindings are interesting because if I were to put a binding on you, the only way for that to be removed is if you knew the exact binding I did, you would speak the words to counter it, because there are solutions to the bindings in the powwow tradition, or I speak the words to release you from it. So there is that in there. We have the binding charms themselves, but we also have the words to release the person from the binding. So if the individual that you bound knows exactly which charm you used, which is very unlikely, and they know the counter for that, they can release themselves by speaking those words. Otherwise, it's up to the powwow who put the binding on the person to release them. And that's it. Those are the only options. Again, we don't want to go back to repeating the mistakes of the late 1920s, but I would assume when a powwow dies, his charms are lifted. But I don't know that. But we don't want to go there. So I guess the moral of this is that we don't mess with another person's work unless it's nefarious and unjustified, and that's really hard to determine. So if somebody comes and just says, I think there's a curse on me because all this bad stuff is happening to me, I think there must be a curse on me, I'll help them. I will do some work to remove the curse and send it back to its source. But the rider there is that if the work is true, if it was unjustified and malevolent in nature, okay? Because if the patient or the client that comes to me in need is guilty of sin, and whatever's on them is their karma, I'm not interfering with that. Nor do I think I can. So in some situations I'll say, sure, I'll do what I can, I'll try, but no guarantees. And in other situations like today, I'll say, I'm sorry. Without more information, there's nothing I can do to continue this conversation. And even in the event that I had all the information and spoke to the other powwower, you can't work against another powwower's work. you have to assume that that person is justified, and you know, their logic and reasoning were sound, and with full grace of God, they went forth with it. So the person I spoke to, the local witch, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there about bindings and such. So if you believe that somebody has put some sort of magical restraint on you, and you believe it's a powwow, you need to go back to that powwow and have them release you from it. But keep in mind, they might not do that. So that's not something I can help you with. But really the big story here is that we don't work against each other. We stay in our lanes. We stay in our territories. We do not cross those lines. We do not interfere with another's work. Sorry, I got a bug in my glasses. And that's just the way it is. So yeah, that's that. So enjoy today while we have it. It's only 3:30 here, so we still have several hours of daylight. But then that's it, folks. Until next week. I don't know if we'll see sun. I have no idea, but it's not going to be this nice, that's for sure. And yeah, work on your Scorpio stuff. That's really all I had to say. So I love you guys. I hope you have a great week. God bless you, and we'll talk very soon.